All right, recording for 5 seconds. So many seconds I've been recording for. Hello. I don't know what day number it is anymore of this stream. I think I'm going to have to start putting the day number in the stream title so that makes it easier for me when I export these to YouTube that the number is correct. I don't start getting screwed up. I know last week Sunday was 11 parts 1 and 2, so well, 13, 14. So this must be day 16. So hold on. Is there a kitty? Tried to grab the cat and she walks away. The cat like wants my attention. All right. Now the cat's doing stuff that she's not supposed to. The cat scratches the chair. The cat leaves the office and is locked out. Okay. Cargo run release. Let's see what the state of the project is. Hey there, Spoof. How'd the furniture outside the office hold up? It's things are starting to get little nicks in them. The joys of having a cat, especially like a cat that like wants to play all the time, right? All right, the state of this is pretty good, although the textures are kind of all the same. So I remember there was a suggestion yesterday to bring in some other textures and try them out. Also, this texture image is too big, right? It doesn't need to be larger than 64 by 64. Was it here that I grabbed it from? I grabbed it from here. Okay, it was made by someone in Blender. Maybe that's why it's too big. These are all too big. Hmm. I mean, I could just like find the Minecraft install that I have and like find the textures inside. Maybe that's easier. I have to remember where Minecraft is actually installed though. Probably under library something, right? Guess I could look this up. DuckDuckGo. Where is Minecraft installed on Mac? Sure, let's go here. Update it. Yeah, I'm on a Mac. I kind of know where to look on a Windows, but I'm on a Mac. Well, I don't need to do that. I don't need to kill Finder. Library application support? Okay, let's look there. Sort of where I started. Oh, no, I was under library. Application support. Oh, I found it. All right. I found the launcher. Not the same. Huh. Maybe I've never actually played on this, or I'm using a different I'm using a different install method maybe. Because what I was using CurseForge. Hey there, Gadam. Maybe I should have asked the question, where is CurseForge Minecraft installed on the Mac? That's how to install it. I don't want to know how to install it. Maybe I still look under library application support, but look for CurseForge or Forge? CurseForge. Found it. Okay. I think this is just the CurseForge app. Logs, cache, databases. Hey C17R, how are you doing? Why not just downsample the high-res texture? Because I want to find the other textures easily. If I already have them all, like, that would be the easiest, right? Oh, I actually have another copy on backup. I have a backup of all the stuff I had on Windows. Why don't I look there? App data? Roaming, right? Or is it local? On Windows it was app data, right? But where on app data? Local? The local or roaming, right? Not seeing a Minecraft folder either there. Roaming. Okay, then would it be under Microsoft now? Don't see it there. See all the other games I used to play on Windows there. Is it a dot folder? Oh, there it is. Dot Minecraft. Oh, I found it. Assets. Objects. Oh, that's a database. Resource packs. Empty. Forget where all this stuff was stored inside. Libraries. Is it like obfuscated now where it's like inside of a database? All objects? Or am I looking at the wrong spot? Oh, that would help. Just use the default resource pack there. Why don't we just do that? Thank you for that. Let's copy that into here. Why is it not loading? It just took a while. Oh, I hate these fake download buttons. Did I just download it without having to go through a fake download button? I hate these things. Oh, do I dare? Do I dare? Oh. Yeah, like it's not downloading. It's like it's like clickbait. And then it's like silly ads. Oh, here we go. There we got a link. Opening it. Files, I guess. Cool. We did it. Cool. Assets. Oh, that page back there is bothering me. Goodbye page. Where'd my window go? This window doesn't have a title. Anyway, is it because of this? I just need to like, yeah. I'm not familiar with the Ubuntu, right? With the Ubuntu file manager very much. Actually, I have an idea. How about back in here, I open another window. I just use VS Code to do this. Open folder. Downloads. That one. Open it. Here we go. Sure, I trust it. Block, right? Okay, this is all the description. But I need to actually find textures. Block. Okay, those don't look like the block ones, but okay. Wait. This not the This is not the Minecraft I'm familiar with. Shouldn't have to stitch to the sides. I thought they had them as like UV map. So like where's dirt? Did they like did they reorganize all their graphics to like? Yeah, I remember that being like that. They used to have UV maps at least for entities, right? Like cow. There's a UV map, right? How do I zoom in on this thing? There we go. That's a UV map. There's his face. There's the sides of his face. So like, you could reverse engineer, find the UV coordinates. I think that's what I did at one point, or did I look it up? I can't remember. Those are all UV maps. Okay, so we're saying like all the static blocks now are organized differently than I remember? That's just one side of it. Okay, and then yeah, the colors are encoded differently. Okay, well, scratch that then. Never worked on resource specs before. I played around with this like years ago. I think it was either in a different format or I don't remember. Maybe I had to go through an extra step and like integrate some of this stuff back together again. The items make sense that they're not 3D models. Okay. One more place for me to look. Back when I did play around with this stuff, see, I can just take the files that I had from there. Fix old projects. Guess that would be backup. Backup. Where would I put this stuff? Oh, it could have Could be here. Yes, I think I know where to look. Aha, found an assets folder. So how do I copy that? And paste it into the shared folder. One. Cool. I got the stuff. Let's go look at the stuff. So kind of wish that when I open a new window in VS Code that it would place it the way I had placed it before. File, open folder. I put it under shared. Oh, I need to decompress it first. Shared. Extract here. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. For my scroll bars. Here are my scroll bars. Zoom in all. Is this how I had it organized? Put it into a texture, an atlas. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the way I did when I was playing around with Minecraft stuff. I put it all into a texture atlas. So then the sides are all the same side, and then there's the top of the grass, there's the side of the grass. Zoom in even more. Yeah, I remember pulling in the blocks as I wanted to use them. Yeah, that's right. Like here's the textures for when you're like breaking a block. The door was twice as tall. Okay, this is coming back to me. And then I think I just had the same cow, like the cow, the chicken, the chest texture. Armor pieces. Oh, that's like something I was playing around with. Lifts default. Oh, that's the text. Right. Different user interfaces. There's Steve. Steve looks like all packed up. Okay. 1 ping per side farm for quite a while, like 10 years or so. Yeah, so like when I was playing around with it, I think I ended up doing it this way because then in a single 1024 by 1024 you can have all the blocks in the game in one huge atlas. So why don't I use this one? So can I just copy that in here? Yoink. Now we have it. Oh, I don't need other window anymore. Goodbye. So let's change the where I have grass.png. Let me restructure this so that it's atlas based. So these already have texture coordinates in here. Let me take the stuff that builds the this build the texture resources. Let me take that out, because then I can take out the texture bind group layout too, and the queue, right? All of that can be taken out. Just do this up front. Yeah, so let's call build texture resources from up here, wherever I create the models, I guess. Oh, I'll have to move that out of models, right? Or make it public. Let's make it public. Move it around later. Use. Okay. Okay, so this is include bytes blocks. Is it a ping? Yeah, ping. Okay, we need that from somewhere. We have the device and we have the queue. Hey there, Sarian. How are you today? And then Stripe Monkey, how are you? How are we doing? I had a massive migraine headache that started like just afternoon yesterday, and I still kind of have the remnants of it. So if it starts coming back, then I might have to end the stream and go lay down again. Okay, bind group layout. Oh, that comes from the renderer. Okay, cool. So let's just grab it. Why do we have the renderer doing this? Because it needs it, right? Yeah, migraines do suck. They set it up there. Okay, it's because we need it for the render pipeline. So it really does belong to the model renderer. Makes sense. No, app. We don't need main. Goodbye, main. Goodbye, shader. Goodbye, host. Okay, this returns me a bind group, right? So I do this in the model renderer? Shouldn't I just do this in the model renderer for now? So let's move that again. Does the model renderer new have access to everything it needs? Why is it bouncing me around? There, go there. Okay, it just needs the queue, which we can give it. Let texture bind group. Okay, that would be moving the blocks into the models. Yes. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really belong with the model anymore, right? It belongs with the model renderer. Move that around here. Okay. Bind group layout. We will need the queue though. Okay. A lot of things to fix up here. Guess I really don't need that log anymore, but yeah, I'll keep it for now. Import all the things. Yeah, so we're already tightly binding the shader. Yeah, if we're going the texture atlas approach, then it makes sense to just to do it this way. Resolve all imports button for Rust Analyzer would be nice. Would be nice, yeah. Sounds like a job for an intern. That's what we used to say at my last job. Okay, build. So we don't need this anymore. That I was in the middle of adding. And I see a bar here showing what's different. I mean, it shows up here. Oh, that was in there before? Oh, that's where we had it before. Right, okay, I'm just getting confused. So we're not doing that anymore. We don't have texture resources, so we were storing that in the model itself. Oh, probably because it's public, right? Where's the model? No, it wasn't public. Oh, but the render is a child module, so it can access it. It doesn't have to be public. Okay, so then yeah, we're getting rid of this. It makes sense. Shader resources shared by all instances. It would go here if different models had different texture bind groups. But I kind of want to have them shared in an atlas now. But is this the right way to do it? I kind of feel like it's the wrong thing. Like we should leave this in here, but can this be shared? Can a bind group be shared? No. So what if we like reference count it? That we can have it shared. Because this doesn't implement copy or anything like that, right? A bind group layout. It directly owns a box of data. What's data? It's something. I love it. This is the Rust way of saying something. Dyn any plus send plus anything that we can send to another thread and is synchronized between threads. It does have a reference counted, whatever a C is. Context? Context for, okay. Yeah, I don't think this is meant to be, it's not shareable directly. So let's make it shareable, because what I'm thinking about doing is we have the app still create the bind group, but then we can have like two different models use the same one. So this wouldn't need to be passed in anymore. It would just be, or the layout wouldn't be passed in, but we would pass in a reference to a bind group. So the caller of new has to make the texture bind group. Or texture resources, really. There we go. Okay. So I had put it in here, right? This thing. So let's move this back out to the app. And yeah, I was going to put it here, right? Okay, so then here, this function, we'll put it in the app as well. This can be a free function right there. And again, we got to import all the things. Where's that import all the things button? Someone working on it? Can you please finish and post in chat the link to it? And group descriptor, group entry, binding resource. Although, you know, I'm starting to think a lot of this is specific to the renderer. Maybe maybe this becomes a method of the model render. We make a model renderer here somewhere, right? Create models. Yeah, we have a model renderer, right? Yeah, then I wouldn't have to do getting the group layout from it, right? Because the only reason we're doing that is to pass it in back into the model. Yeah, hold on. So indecisive. Yeah, let's make this a method of the model renderer. Let's do this. Let's do that. Decide, Raimu, decide. Yeah, let's put it right here. And actually, that would replace texture bind group layout. Public build texture resources from some image. So we don't need to pass this in. We do need the device in queue though. This label. Should probably pass it in, right? So texture. How many labels do we have? I have a couple, so we'll have like a base label. Some string. Well, that can be borrowed, right? I'm going to blame them yesterday's migraine headache for me writing a value instead of a type there. Okay, so the idea would be that this would be base label dot map base to format base texture. That gets a. Can I do that with a temporary? Surprised that that actually works. Is that because this doesn't. This texture descriptor, hold on to. Okay, the label has a lifetime, that's why. Why is it L? How could it be generic on some L? That's really odd. So it just stores it in there, and then what uses it? That didn't work. You can't look for references inside of your cargo registry, I guess. I'm really surprised that it's like so generic. Well, I guess we'll just go with it. Yeah, I was surprised that it allowed me to do that. Where was I? In the renderer, right? I was surprised that it let me get a slice of a temporary and actually use it like that. But maybe I'll run into the consequence later. Rate the text. So yeah, that base label, I wanted to use it to build the second label here. The texture, it's bind group, or texture bind group. Self dot. Oh, I don't have a self. Now I have a self. Cool. All right, and then this just gets returned. Okay. Then we call it from app build texture resources, right? Lost my place. Follow the errors. There we go. So this is self.model render. I wonder why it didn't help me type that. Yeah, so the blocks has to move back out. Yep, move it back out. Device queue base label. Device self dot, and then base label some blocks. Cool, so we have a texture bind group. Let's give it to both of, well, RC new that. And give the cube a clone of it. Give the ground the original. Okay, so RC bind group, right? RC, well, repeat this name. Okay, and then ground gets one too. Brooke Zerker, thanks for the raid. How was your stream? What were you doing in your stream today? Hello. Show you what I have so far. I can find the command. Here it is. So I moved to texturing my graphics objects now. And right now they're all the Minecraft grass cube, but I'm working on like sort of like picking different block textures out just to make it more interesting. But yeah, I have my little 3D world I'm playing around with, and added texturing a little bit ago. I don't know if you saw what I was doing before, but I can give a quick intro. You're writing lessons on Axum and Rust. Oh, you're still working on that? I think you were working on that last time I looked. That's cool. So, hello, folks from Brooke Zerker's stream. Before you leave, let me just describe what I'm doing. I'm playing around with Rust libraries for graphics, like 3D graphics. Physics, that's why we can make them actually move. And then egui for the user interface stuff, so like sliders and buttons and all that good stuff. I can change the camera with the slider, or I can just move it around here, use the mouse wheel, change the FOV. So it's really just a playground. I'm trying to learn these libraries, maybe use them for like real projects in the future. No, but this isn't really a real project. It's just a sandbox. So it's whatever I feel like putting into it, and what chatters suggest I try next. Like the fact that we're texturing the cubes at all. Someone in chat said, "Hey, why don't you paint them with a texture now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I need to know how. I need to learn how to load textures into wgpu anyway. So let's do that." Any suggestion that will prompt me to learn some new aspect of the library, I'm totally open to considering. Feels about when you see a project of U2, I will be there in 10 years. Why do you say that? Well, you can get there sooner if you want. Water simulations would be super cool to see. Water simulations. So like using what's the term in graphics? Fluid simulation. That might be a few notches above my capabilities at this point. How about a pachinko ball simulation? I did think about like instead of clicking, just moving the camera, like maybe a right click would shoot something into the scene, because that's always fun. It's like, let's shoot stuff at this corner and see what happens. A pachinko would be like, we hold the thing to the side and we put little obstacles here and we just drop stuff, right? And see which way things go. Are you using something like Helix or Vim for my editor? I'm just using VS Code, if that's what you're asking. Or dice rolling, which side means something. Yeah. To get the texture for die. Maybe make one in Blender or something if I can't find it. The pachinko one might be interesting because I have one static collider now, which is this ground. But like a pachinko simulation would be like, I add a whole bunch of like peg-shaped colliders randomly on this ground, and then like things would bump into them and go different ways, right? And then I could also play with constraints, because I can't tilt the camera, but if you can imagine it tilted, um, we don't with pegs coming off of this board here, we don't want something to just fly in front of the board. We want it to like sort of be constrained in and not pop out, right? So that would help me learn dimensional constraints. That might be something interesting to do. Do you know those probability distribution demos where they throw a whole bunch of balls and pegs and they form a bell curve on the bottom? I haven't seen that, but pachinko board at the bottom, it could say like stream another hour, make everyone a mod for 2 minutes. No, just kidding. So I'm in the middle of going from a single file texture, which is this grass block, to using a texture atlas, which looks like this. And most of the atlas is empty. The interesting part's up there in the top left corner. But I extracted this from Minecraft some years ago, so like I can make a grass block by taking this texture and this texture, this for the sides, that's for the top, and that for the bottom. But I can also make like a stone, a cobblestone block if I want, or maybe a wood block, or a crafting table block from the same texture, but applied for a different instance of the model, right? I think that's the side, bottom, and top of a furnace. Yeah, so that's what I'm in the middle of doing. So what I wanted to do was have one texture atlas for blocks and like share it between models. So yeah, that part of this is that we don't do it here, right? Yeah, so this model should take it takes the bind group. So that's this texture bind group. And I shouldn't need this image file contents anymore. So let's just drop that. Go back, delete that. That should be happy now. Cool. Do the same thing for the cube. So like they're sharing the same texture atlas now. And it's all wrapped up into this bind group because the bind group has both the texture and the sampler for the shader. Okay, up here. So this now needs Q in addition to the device. Making a model render, okay. And we don't need that import anymore. We have some warnings to, okay, all this stuff we don't need to import anymore. Should focus on the errors, not the warnings, right? Okay, so okay, that's what I expected to see, that it's a reference to a temporary value. So can I like not give it a slice, but give it a whole string? It wants to have a slice. I want to give it a string. By using it as dref. I mean, I guess I can try that. What does as dref do? Oh, it's just because it was inside of an option, it couldn't figure it out. Okay. Then the other one too, right? Instead of as string inside, we do an as dref outside. Okay. I sort of understand why, but not completely. So we don't use a queue anymore when we make the render. Why is that? Oh, because I was going to load the bind group there, but then I decided not to. So this thing I just added, I can remove it. Okay, we just have warnings. Let me just run this to make sure it's... Oh, wait. Before I run it, I got to change the texture coordinates, right? So I really should keep this blocks open and like zoomed in really close so I can like figure out the coordinates here. Will this editor like help me out with pixel position? I think, if I remember right, these are all 16 wide, right? And it's 1024 wide. So 16 divided by 1024 divided by 16 is what? That's 64? Is that right? 16 times 64 is 1024? Can't do that in my head. 16 times 64 equals, yeah, so each one of these is 1/64th of a block over. So that's the bottom, the side, and the top, right? Okay. Because I have to go back into where I set up the cube. Oh, I just realized something. We're gonna have we're gonna want to share the same positions and indices, but use different texture coordinates for different blocks, right? Or I could no, I was gonna say I could cheat and have like offsets in here, but they're gonna be a lot different from each other. Make Marble Run or something like that. Okay. Good luck in your day job, Rook Zerker. Probably already gone, but in case you're still here, see ya. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of like work, isn't it? We do have to assemble vertex attributes. I think there's nothing more. There's no alternative other than this becomes like grass block vertices. We can have shared indices though, right? If shared indices, then why don't I have shared positions? So this becomes cube vertices again. I know what I can do. I can separate these two. So I can make another structure. Like a geometry. That has the positions in it. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll make this geometry is not a good word. How about vertex geometry attributes? What I want to do is just have the positions in here. And move the textures out. So that remains cube vertices. And this one could be like grass block UVs. So another struct for like texture attributes. Vertex texture attributes. And maybe it's a little overkill to have a struct where really I just need an array. I was just thinking in the future I might like have normals added to positions. And would I ever have more than just texture coordinates here? I might have like a, if I have different textures combined into one model, I might have a, like a texture number or something. Yeah, let's just go with it. So on all of these, this is all texture attributes, right? Okay, all these textures go away. Oh, I grabbed too many. Just down to 13 and stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Okay, delete all of the line. Okay. Okay, and this we're deleting all the positions. Sort of thinking maybe we put the positions back for a second and comment them out, just so that I have a reference to their positions when I'm filling in the texture coordinates. Okay. What's 1 over 64? 0.015625. Okay, I don't want to type that in, so what I'll do is just do the math in line. So was it in models? Or was it in app? What was it changing in app? No. It was in models. Okay, so position. Let me think about this. They're all -1, so that they're all the front. Is this the front face? Yes. So the front face is going to be this one. So that's 0, 1. So that's 2 over. Left top, right top, left bottom, right bottom. So it's here, and then down here, and then down here. So 0, 1, 2 over 16, 64 by 0, and 3 over 64, and 1 over 64. Put that in the clipboard. Then 2, 3, right? That's the side. The front side. Next, wait, this is all the front again? Wait. Why do we have the front again? They're all -1 again. Oh no, they're not. There's a +1. 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the front right top. Let me just look at the original texture coordinates compared to the grass block. 5, 5. Was this the top face? Oh, I'm running. Okay, I'm running different. I'm doing this wrong. Dang it. I have to be careful here. That's right. I remember what I did. I went left to right. I went top, bottom, left to right. Oh, why did I do it that way? I kind of want to go to a easier to manage thing that has to do with this atlas. So what if I do same thing like top to bottom, left to right. So there to there to there to there, but then I do it in like the order of like um just thinking like if I wanted to do a furnace, there's the front side, the other sides, and the bottom and the top, right? So I'm gonna end up redoing all this stuff. Let's do the trying to think of a way to do this most efficiently. I'm wondering if I like did I just jump down a rabbit hole of like it's gonna take me hours to get out of this. Where maybe a better use of my time would be to like do like just do this in Blender. Do the UV mapping in Blender. Let me just try. I'll get through it. So I'll just write comments for myself to remind myself what I'm doing. Let's just do the top first. So that would be those for the Z. X alternates. Y all stays at the top. Then we got the let's do the bottom next. So that's the Y's are all -1. What happened? -1. And we start at the front and go to the back. like that. So that's front, left, bottom. That should be negative there. Right, bottom, front. Left, bottom, back. Right, bottom, back. Okay. Let's do front next. For front, all these will be -1, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing any vertex sharing here at all then, which makes sense because we're going from one where we could share vertices in the UV map and in space to one where we're the sides are completely separate most of the time. Yeah, okay, so this makes sense to me. So front, negative, positive, negative, positive. That should be start on the top and then go to the bottom. Okay, and then we'll do back next. $14, $15. So back, they're all positive. And it's going to be right to left. So right, left, right, left, right, left. Negative for the bottom. Okay. And then left and right, right? There's going to be like back to front, back to front. They're all on the left side. Top, top, bottom, bottom. Okay. And the only one left is the right side. So it should end up with 24 of these, right? Did I number these right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 6 times 4, 24. 20. 21, 22, 23. Okay. The right side, these are all +1. And we have to go from the front to the back. Front, back. Okay. So then the indices change, right? Let me just copy all this stuff. Paste it down here for in the indices. Okay, so we have top is 0, 2, 1, and then 2, 3, 1. No, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 0, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay. Bottom. I did it in the same order on purpose so that this becomes easier, right? So it's 4. Basically the same thing as this, but we add 4 to each one. 6, 5, 5, 6, 4. No, 7. Trying to make it easier on myself, I did it in a predictable order, so it's 8, 10, 9, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm getting through it. I'm not going to do anything more complicated than the cube. Anything more complicated than the cube, I'll do it in Blender, I think. 13, 13, 14, 15. Left is 16, 18, 17, 17, 18, 19. One more. Right is 20, 22, 21, 21, 22, 23. Okay. How come that's wrong? Oh, that should have both of them in there. I don't know what happened there. Don't know what I was thinking there. Okay. We have grass block UVs, so I need to do that. Texture vertices or cube indices, and then ground vertices, ground indices. Ground is easy, right? Okay, yeah. The ground, we can do that easily. I could just pick which block we're gonna pick. We're gonna pick this one for the ground. So oh wait, no, there's the top and the bottom. 0, 1, 2. So it's 3 or 1 over 64. So what the order in which I did this? Top and then bottom. So I did back left, back right. And then front, right, front, left. Okay, so then this is the top, right? So 3 over 64. And then 4 over 64. And then again 4. But this is 1 now over 64. And then back to 3. And then the bottom was the next one, right? Six, 5, 4, 4, 7, 6. What? Anyway, so it was front first, no, back first. Why did I do it in that order? Okay, it's the same vertices, only the underside of it. It doesn't really matter the order in which I do these, right? So it's just, let's just do, it's 1 and then 0. I don't need a divide there. And then 2. 2. And 1 there, and then back to 1. Okay. Phew. Then I gotta get the texture coordinates for the block. So, grass block. So that's, let me copy these. So I remember the order of the faces, right? Okay, we can do this. Then front, and then back, left, and right. I hear fire trucks in the distance. A lot of fire trucks. Monka S. Okay, so index order was what? 0. So winding it going down and then up to the right and then back across. Okay. Front would be that and then back over again. So 2 0. Dang it, I hit the wrong button. I collapsed everything. Jeez. Expand. What's the opposite of collapse? Expand. Ah, I'm fighting with my editor now. I don't know where I somehow collapsed all of that, and now I don't know how to expand them all. Frustrating. Oh, it's just shift and then click on that. Nope. I'll have to expand all of these. Okay, I don't know what I did. Can I just close that and open it again? No, it's still collapsed. Shoot. Remembers. All these little ticks. Okay, what is it? It's not collapse. Is it like outline? I can't remember what is it to what is this tick mark called? It's not expand collapse, is it? It's not search anyway. What is the word for it? Fold? Oh, thank goodness. Thank you. That's what it was. Thank you, Japo. You saved me. Oh, I was so frustrated there for a second. Okay, what I was trying to do was do multi-cursor on here. Actually, I can just do this and just do repeat. One more. And then delete 2 lines. Save. Okay. Okay. Why did it not delete everything? It did delete everything. Okay. Just because I have multi-cursor, let me put divided by 64 dot in all of them. This is such a hack. Okay, top. It was 2 1 3 3 1, right? No. It was this 3 0 2 1 3 1. So it's down and then upright and then upright, down, left, and then to the right again. Okay. Bottom face. Oh, we'll use that one. So that's just 101. 1120. Is that right? Yeah, yep, okay. And 201121. Front. Which one's the front? We'll use this 01. So 2. Wait, did I use the wrong one for top? Oh, I used this for top. Top should be one over. This is really the ones for all the other faces, right? So like front and back are all the same. So paste. Back is all the same. Back, left, and right are all the same. Top is the one that's different. Top is one over to the right. So 2's become 3's, 3's become 4's. Okay. Glad that's done. Kind of forgot when you were panicking. I know, I had forgotten too, that's why I was panicking. Hey there, again, Xanax Mister. That you're almost done with this, maybe you would have, this would been a good place for a macro. I'm so like unused to macros. I'd have to like relearn how to do a Rust macro. The thing I'm thinking about is that we're going to be adding more to it. I don't know. Probably right. I should have used a macro here. Because the only thing that's different are these numbers, right? Everything else is the same. I should get exercise in using a macro, right? So I should probably try to rewrite this with a macro. Yeah. I'm gonna blame. Once again. I'm gonna blame the migraine headache I'm still recovering from. Okay, we're gonna run into an error when we try to use cube, right? Make a cube because we don't have cube vertices. So here's where this create model cube has to be parameterized, right? We're gonna have a different model for different kinds of blocks because the texture coordinates are different. So some of this, I think we're gonna get rid of this first cube. Let me just make this work by using grass blocks. So the idea here would be was it zip? Okay, I'm not getting help from the. Oh, because we need to have an iterator first, right? Cube vertices dot zip for iter zip with grass block UVs dot map geo and text collect and borrow. Okay, the idea is that we want to form from the geometry, we want to form a vertex attribute. The position comes from geo dot position. I don't know why this isn't helping. I probably have something wrong here. The texture is text dot texture. That is correct. How come this isn't working? It's private. What? Private? All of this needs to be public, I guess. Back to the app. Okay. Size cannot be known. Can I just say collect to a vector? Then I need to, oh, wait, it still says it's private. There we go. So we're assembling this from grass block UVs. So right now it's just, it's hacked to be that. I just want to make sure I get this running again using the new texture atlas. There's so many things that could go wrong, and oh, it actually kind of sort of worked. The ground is correct, but my cube is all mangled. My poor cube. Look what have I done to it? I've mashed it up. So yeah, it looks like I made some mistakes. Maybe the macro would have helped, right? I think I'm also winding in the wrong order. Oops. Look outside and that's what happens. Ah, my poor cube. What have I done to you? I made a mistake and then I copy pasted the mistake everywhere. That's what happened. It was more than just the texture was wrong, right? It's like it's wound the wrong way. It's like we're seeing it inside out again. I think I had that same problem before. That's totally wrong. I like screwed it up, almost completely screwed it up. Can't see the bottom face anymore. All right. Okay. What did I do wrong here? Top. Useful if I saw the index order 0, 2, 1. That's counterclockwise if I start at the back left. Back left. I mean that is the back left, right? Nope, I have the sign wrong. Back is -1, right? Yeah, I have the sign wrong on all of these. Shoot, so let's just do position and then do grab all of them. There's 24 of them, right? And then gosh, it would be convenient if I could just say, hey, reverse the sign here. How about if I do a negative and then everywhere I have 2 negatives becomes a positive? That's smart, right? I can just take everywhere where there's a minus minus, delete it. Fixed, right? Now it should be winding in the correct order. It's hard to see. Okay, I think it's the triangles are winding in the correct order because we're seeing the front faces, but the texture coordinates like how one of the triangles is correct on each side, but the other triangles are incorrect. That face over there looks actually okay. Or maybe not. That one looks okay except for that corner. I don't know. I screwed that up somehow. So let me think about it. If the top was back left first and then oh yeah, this is the wrong order. Shoot. It's 4 0 and then 3 1 and then 4 1 Why is it repeated? Do I have too many? I think I have too many. There should be only 24 of them. So there only should be 4, not 6. Yeah, that's why it's all scrambled. There should only be 4 attributes for each face. Yeah, there should only be 4. So that's 4, 1, and then delete the other 2. Yeah, I was getting confused between I'm reusing 2 of the indices, or two of the vertices. I'm reusing them twice. What are you using to render the canvas? Canvas. So you mean the area in the world? I'm using wgpu. If you mean this top thing, this is an egui. Yeah. So here are some links or some command. Oops, that's the wrong one. It's the today command. So wgpu, egui, and rapier. So rapier is the physics engine. That's how we're actually getting these things to move. wgpu is what I'm clumsily working on right here. This all feeds into a vertex attribute buffer in a very specific way for wgpu. This is sort of generic though, right? Like you could use this with any graphics library. Okay, bottom face. Right, I think I said I didn't care about the order. I just have too many of these, right? So like delete these middle 2, it should be almost correct. Only this is winding, this is the wrong way. These 2 flip. 1 to 2, 1, 1 to 2, 1. Yeah, okay. Then the good thing is that once I fix one of the like front, back, left, right, I can reuse it for all of them. Yeah, so delete these 2, I think, right? And then swap these 2. 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1. Yeah, so then I take this and I just copy it for the back and left and the right. And then I'll make a macro. How about that? After I've done all the pain, I've gone through all the pain, then I'll make a macro to make it look nice. I had to actually build. Ooh, I really screwed up the top of that cube, didn't I? What the heck happened there? Okay, so the bottom and the sides are good, but the top is all screwed up. Can we look at the top? Yeah, what did I do there? Did I not divide by 64 on the top face? Oh, I have a 4. No, I'm supposed to have a 4. Oh, no, that should be a 1, right? Yeah, that was it. I had a 4 instead of a 1. Cool, I think I fixed it. My grass block looks nice again. Actually looks like a grass block. Okay, we fixed it. Now, let me try to remember how to make a macro. I can't remember, so we're gonna have to look it up. Where's my web browser? Here it is. Too many tabs. So, go back to the Rust book if I can. How come this is not working? It's weird. Rust macro. So, what kind of macro do I want? I think I want the declarative macro, right? Or do I want the code generating one? It's not a derived macro. It's not that. It is one of these, right? So I want a macro rules. That's a declarative macro. Okay, so the way we do it, I don't know if we still need the macro export. We do macro rules, symbol, or name, brackets, and then we have it looks like a match basically. This is how we do an array, right? Okay, so let's see if I can like sort of draw what I want. Rules. UVs. Yeah, we will have a comma there, and it's dollar sign X expression with a colon instead of a. The syntax is what I just don't remember, right? So I'm having to like refer back to this. Okay, and then there's the dollar sign in front of that because the whole thing is a expansion, right? Right. So it would be this is sort of the prototype, right? And I kind of need the two numbers, right? So X and Y. And how do we put the expansion in? Okay, so the whole thing is an expansion. Right? The whole thing's an expansion. And then inside we have that, and we put X here and then Y here, right? So then I should be able to say UVs 3, 0, 4, 0, 3, 1, 4, 1 for the top. Right? 3, 0, 4, 0, 3, 1, 4, 1. How come it's coloring these different? This is probably not right, right? Unexpected token. Cannot divide integer by float. I can't have a dot in front. Do I have to like put? It can't glue the 3 with the dot. So would I have to put a dot in front of all of these? Get rid of these dots. Okay, and what about this? No, ignores a comma. But I need a comma there. That's the separator. Hey there, lazy guru. Do you Java, friend? No, I don't Java. Do you Java? I didn't like my comma there. Okay, what's wrong? Ignores token and any. Why does it ignore that token? Might be missing a semicolon. I don't think I'm missing a semicolon. Is that because I don't need comma there? Okay, comma. See, I'm just not really that great with macros. The semicolon after each match block. Oh, is that what it is? I'm missing one here. Huh, I'm not used to there being a semicolon there. It doesn't like my comma here, though. It wants me to put a semicolon here. Why a semicolon? Does just macro expansions always have a semicolon at the end? Oh, yes, thank you for running all the commands, Lazy Guru. Oh, yeah. See, this is why I think I didn't go into the making this a macro, because the syntax is just like, the syntax is bringing back my migraine headache. They have an example of like another kind of macro I can look at. That's a procedural macro to make a derived thing. Yeah, is it all, the rest of it's all about procedural macros? Is it that this needs to be a comma there and not here, and then I have a comma there? Or no comma there? No, that's not it. It says I'm missing a semicolon down here. This has to be a semicolon, but I want a comma there. But it doesn't like that comma there. It really wants a semicolon there, which screws up the rest of it. What if I have a second one? Yeah, it doesn't like that. There shouldn't be a semicolon in here. What I really want is commas. I just don't know if you can do that with a declarative macro. Don't expand to a full expression or declaration scheme. We want to include the pub const grass block stuff inside the macro. Oh, so you're saying the macro has to generate the whole thing? But yeah, that's not gonna really work for me. Because, well, I guess that could be an argument, right? So those the way it work that I have like a name here. And then I don't know, do you put a comma here? I don't know if I put a comma there. So then it would be this whole thing, right? Only that's name. Like that. Okay, I guess no comma there. Nope. Missing fragment separate. This is previously said what? Fragment specifier. What does it not like about this comma? Missing fragment specifier. Okay, do I need to have this in front or something? I don't know what I'm doing. You need to say what kind name is. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Ident, right? Okay, then let's rewrite this. That's UV's. Let me, and then I need a name in here. I can't use it. How about this is old? No dot. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, right. I had the wrong number of things in there. Shoot. Because I killed a 3. That's what happened. And then that's wrong because it expects that. Oh, I think it worked. So it has to expand to a whole declaration, basically. Hey there, Ramy. How are you doing? So like Japfo said, these kind of macros are weird. If they don't expand to a full expression or declaration. So what I was trying to do is make a macro for like the internals of this, but really I had to wrap the whole thing in there, which means we parameterize the name like that. Kind of contemplating adding another week to your vacation. You can do that? Okay, I'm wondering, can I like say that I want a parentheses around these? And can I then like put parentheses here? Just to help make it more readable. But let me do that. Oh, it does. If I didn't have the parentheses, it would complain, right? Yep. The complaint is probably expected a parentheses. Yep. Oops, and I lost, I totally lost my undo history. Okay, no matter, we can just type it again. Okay, cool. So that works. So then I can just do this, right? I can say, we're going to have to teach the formatter not to mess with us here. Rust format skip, please. All right, and then I can just reduce this to bottom. It's 1 and 2. Actually, there's going to be some repetition here, isn't there? So I could probably even reduce the macro down further, knowing that the structure of all these are going to be quads, right? Which I kind of want to do because I think I'm going to be sticking with this one. So yeah. Let me do one step at a time though. So front is 2 and 3. 2 and 3. You see all these columns are all zeros and all these are all ones. And also this is always +1 -1 +1 again. So that we can encode into the macro. Right, all of these faces are the same, right? Let me just make sure that my macro actually works. I need commas. Okay, let me just make sure this, no, we have an error somewhere. Where's the error? Grass block U, is that what did I not call it that? Grass block, oh, there's a 3 there somehow. I got a 3 in there. All right, let's run it. Europe for the win. You can add another week of vacation. how have you implemented the textures? Specifically, what part of implementing it are you curious about? So the textures ultimately come from this texture atlas. This is a big ping file that I years ago I was playing around with Minecraft. I grabbed a lot of the textures and kind of jammed them together into an atlas. And so like we're picking out the graphics from a very small section of the texture atlas. Texture atlas is just a fancy word for saying a single image that has like the graphics for different things all smashed together, and we just reuse the same ping image, or whatever format it is. We use the same image and we just pull from different parts of it to draw different things. So we're getting the texture from here and describing where using this macro that I just wrote. So the atlas is 64 by 64 sections, and each section is 16 by 16 pixels, so it's 1024 by 1024, right? Did you define face and XY coordinate? Well, it's more like I'm defining triangles. So the graphics engine needs indices for triangles. So each row here is going to be a different triangle. And then it just arbitrarily set an order of like top left, top right, and then top right again, bottom left again, and then bottom right. So it draws each rectangle as two triangles, right? And then knowing this index order, and then also breaking it down into one face at a time and having the faces be in the same order, right? I define the geometry of a cube that way. So like here's the geometry of that cube, right? And then the textures for the particular grass block. So there are 4 vertices per face, and we repeat 2 of them to get 6 indices total per face, or 2 triangles. And I've separated the geometry from the texture coordinates because I wanted to make some of the blocks look different but have the same positions. Right, same geometry, different texture. And then in the end, I compose them together using zip. Like so. Take the cube vertices, iterate them, zip them with the block UVs, and then form the vertex attributes from them, and collect it to a vector. Yeah, x1, y1, x1, y2, x2, y1, x2, y2. Yeah. It's neat, but we can make this better, right? We can make it stronger, faster, better. So thank you guys for inspiring me to actually figure out how to do a macro again, because now we can improve on this, right? These numbers are always the same. We always have a group of 4. The only thing that's different here are really there's just 2 numbers we need. So we have those 2 numbers. Let's expand this to be 4 vertex texture attributes, right? And it's always going to be though x, y, and then x plus 1, right? And I have another idea what we can do. We can actually have these be integers and then do an f32 from it. I can't remember. Can't click on that either. f32. Do f32 from an integer. But anyway, this adding 1, right? And then we do it again down here. And then there and there, we're going to add 1 to it. Right? And then for all of these, we're just taking the first one and then the second one. And that's all we really need, right? Delete the rest. And that should still work. through the power and magic of macros. Hey there, cat peasant. How are you today? No, look what I did. I made a monstrosity of a cube. I broke it. I broke it, chat. It's all broken. What did I do? So for every XY pair, I have 4 of them. Oh, this is wrong here, right? This should have been done here. And that's just that. Is that it? Is that enough to have done what I did? So I had this totally screwed up, don't I? No, it was top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Okay. Hey there, Apollo Eye. Oh, that I didn't expect. I didn't expect that block. What is that, a piston? How did we get a piston? A piston with sugarcane bottom. How do we get that? Where is the piston? Oh, it's down here. Did I screw up my X's and Y's? So it's using the 3 for a Y coordinate somehow. Oh, that would be Y, right? Shouldn't this be these should all be 0? Because we're picking from the top row. Really what I wanted was these are just picking out of here, like as in this is 0, 1, 2, 3 on the X, and then Y is this direction, right? We're picking tiles out of here. So these are tile indices now. There we go, I fixed it. Okay. Cool. I like it. Can we make it even better? 64 is programmed everywhere. So can I have like a const UV, well, texture atlas width tiles, U size equals 64, and then height here and here, here and here is going to be F32 from that. Not satisfied. Okay. So then it's that as F32. And I don't remember my order of operations. Do I need to have parentheses there? Maybe. I don't remember. Are you limiting yourself really hard to this kind of atlas layout now? Yeah, a little bit. If you ever decide to use a different atlas, it might not be as tile. Yeah, I'm sort of specializing it for that. When to define and use a macro and a function? Well, probably for me, I need to use macros more often. Because for the last hour, I had like been totally like hard coding this where it really, I wanted to describe it like this. I want to say, I want to pick the top and bottom, front, right, back, and all that from these coordinates in my texture. And Ramey's right. I am limiting myself to now the texture atlas has to be organized this way. But I'm kind of doing that on purpose, I guess. Maybe I can make this specific to be like square texture atlas UVs or something. Can I rename this? So square texture atlas cube It really should be cube UVs. Yeah. Well, it's square face. We'll just say cube UVs from square texture atlas. There we go. Now we have a nice long name. Cube UVs from square texture atlas. Okay, and then I wanted to take all these 64s and replace them with that as F32. And then I want to get rid of these dots. So all these dots here. Because those are really integers, right? So get rid of all the dots, and then I have to put the dots back in here. So wherever there's an X or a Y, then where there's a Y. Okay. I guess Rust formatter is too timid to format these for me, right? Can I like do it for it? Okay, so let's do it for all of them at the same time. So at the break at the comma, not that comma. Do it by hand. Okay. Do you calculate normals currently? No, not yet. I just have them ordered right. Whenever I get them backwards, we end up having a cube that we're seeing the inside of instead of the outside of. Okay. I want to get to something more fun where we have like many of these and we pick from them. So what happens if I do this now? Does that. That's fine. We can let it format that. Let's pick another block. Well, cobblestone's super easy, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just 6, 0 over and over again. Okay, and then let's do something fun where we just pick them at random. So, why is this all comment? It's never used. So yeah, it's dead right now. So, pub const block UVs. Hold on a second. Let the cat back in there. All right. How much time do I have? 9 o'clock. I don't have a 9 o'clock meeting, which is good because I would have been 5 minutes late. Yeah, we'll make this. We'll hard code this, right? To be a bunch of I guess we'll do the same thing. It's a slice instead of an array. A slice of slices, right? The idea is we just put them in here.
Yeah, if I do lighting, then I'll need to have the normals in there. Yeah. Oh, were these arrays? Do I declare them as arrays now? No, it's slice is a slice. The type is slice. So why can I not do that? Because I don't. No, that's right. What's wrong here? Expected a reference to vertex touch. Oh, got a reference. So this is wrong, right? Like this. It's a slice of slices. There we go. Okay, and then where this is used. Here. Um, we'll just pass an index. So model index. Or model texture and model what? Texture index? Just do that. Okay, so then this becomes I already forgot what I called the thing. Block UVs. Import it. Okay, so then when we create the model, that's right, every model has a different type. So I would really like to decouple that, but I can't, right? Because we're baking in the texture coordinates. So then my idea of having like picking a random one, I was gonna have every new block be a random one. So really I can't, it's pointless to do this. Instead, we can, well, first of all, I want to move this out. This ought to move to like, yeah, all this stuff. Doesn't new cube add one to number of cubes already? Doesn't, but shouldn't it? Yeah, why are we not adding one to it inside of new cube? Is it because new cube is a free function? This shouldn't be a free function. It's more complicated than these. Okay, I'll fix that in a minute. Yeah, I wanted to move all this out because it doesn't really have much to do with creating the models. That's like, well, it should even be moved out. Where does create models get called? Here. Really goes here. Well, let's just make it another function. Make first cube. Then I can call that from back where create models is called. Here. Okay. We can find it. this one. Okay, a little bit more gymnastics. So what? Right. So I don't actually need this. Kitty. Make sure I didn't break anything. I gotta think a little bit harder about how to get where I want. What I was thinking is when we make random cube that we would pick a random texture, but that would mean each instance has its own texture coordinates, and that's not how I design things. So I need to like change my design to support that. But in the meantime, we can at least have like a second model. So for cobblestone, right? So let's first start off by getting our warning count back to 0 from 14. That we'll still use. That warning is okay. Model doesn't use a Q anymore. Okay. Can't remember why we added it, but we did. Doesn't need to be mutable anymore. Okay, so where this says cube, right? Let's call this grass, and then we'll add a cobblestone. And let's see where that messes things up. Didn't mess anything up. It's just all cubes are now grass. So where was that again? Lost. Model type. Yeah, there's too much stuff in this file. Find all references to grass. Okay. Okay, so we were only counting for the cube count. What if I just make this generic and num cubes is now number of objects? So then really I don't care about that. We just, if we remove a collider because it's gone too far, then we just count it. Even if we will never remove the ground because the ground will never fall. So what is this saying? I don't need this at all. So it would be like is some if we actually removed it and counted. Okay. Pete. Add cubes. Okay, here's where I might want to randomize it. But right now it's grass. So we'll have to specialize new cube. Also, I want to put that into self because it's borrowing like 3 things from self already. But one thing at a time. Create model cube. Yes. Okay, we should parameterize it by type and UVs. So model type and model UVs. Slice of vertex at texture attributes. And then model type goes here. Okay, and then where we call it, right, model type grass and grass. So then I can copy this, right? We have model type cobblestone, cobblestone block UV. I already can think of some like reasons why this is bad, but it's not like I'm making something that permanent. That's my excuse. I'm not making something that's going to be a real product. I'm just sort of just doing this in the sandbox anyway. And I'll be molding this as I see fit. This doesn't have to be right. Repeat. Okay, here, right? I wanted to do that one last. Okay, that one's expected. That one's also expected. Okay, yeah, let's move this in. Time to move new cube into inner here. So this becomes mutable self, and I can get rid of the instances, physics world, and device. So this is self dot. Does it have to be mutable? I think it does. And then self dot, and then self dot. Okay. Model instances, right? Okay, and then I can parameterize the type. Yep. So in fact, if this is, where's this called from? The models we can just look up, right? So hold on. Final references to new cube. Oh, because we're not calling it. I need to fix where we're calling new cube. Actually, I can just follow the compiler errors for that. So here's one, right? So that's self dot remove these 3 things. And here's the other one. Self dot remove these 3 things. Okay, what's wrong with this? Where is it borrowed? Oh, right. We don't do this. So this is what I wanted to put this inside of here. Right here. If let some cube model, and then we actually just type in the model type. So this is model type. And I should have just copy pasted there. Oh, so this is maybe option because we might not get one. So let's do let that else return none. Or should I do it with a map? I think I should do it with a map. So self dot map view model, all of this stuff. There we go. How do you decide what project to work on or start? It's mostly just what I feel like doing. Like right now, I feel like playing around with graphics and physics engines and all that. Assume that currently at the moment you're not working on any project and you want to start one. It's just whatever I feel like working on if I want to learn something new. You see another macro opportunity, macro for when all faces share the same texture. Yep. Macro calling another macro. Okay, so this is that goes here, and it's more of like if some first cube equals. And then this can actually move into here. Okay, almost done. So that goes to there. And there. So if we made a grass cube at that place, then we select it. Okay, and then up here, this would be this goes here, and we don't use the return value because we don't need it. Okay. So it used to be that I would pick a big, huge project that had no end, and I would work on it for years and never finish it. And that's what I started on Twitch with. It was like to make a game, right? Actually, when I first started on Twitch, I had actually an achievable goal which I met, which was to make a web server from scratch. But then I'm like, let's make the game that I've always wanted to make, and then that's a never-ending project. Never-ending projects are fun if you don't need them to ever be complete, because you just see how it evolves over time. The only drawback is that you eventually get tired with it. So now I'm trying to pick projects that are like achievable within like a shorter amount of time. So one of them is learning these libraries. I think that's achievable, and I kind of feel like for some of these things like egui, I'm pretty much done. I know how to like do what I need to do with egui. And wgpu, I need a little bit more. Like I need to play with rendering to texture, and like we'll do that with like making shadows and stuff. So I still need to work on that. But it's at least like achievable within like a few months. I have the hardest time thinking of project ideas though. Sometimes I get ideas from chat. Like learning Rust was a project idea. So if you're having trouble deciding what project to work on, one way to do that would be to ask your friends, or if you have a stream when you're streaming, just ask your chat. What do they think? If it's a learning stream though, I would just say like, what are you interested in learning how to do? And if it's something that has like a tutorial you can follow, then start with that, and that becomes the project. Just project could be follow the tutorial and see where it leads. Okay, and then in the end, this add cubes, what I wanted to do is like have this model type be determined at random. So if we we can just Yeah, we can let model type. We'll let our model types. Can't type this morning. The this guy and the cobblestone, right? And the model type be random. There should be like a way to pick from a closed interval. Which tab do we think it is? I think it's maybe time to close all the tabs. Because too many tabs means I'll end up just opening up a redundant tab eventually, right? And probably none of these are the random crate. Yeah. I need to go through and clean up my tabs. Just reuse this one for now. Random. All right, Rand. Show me how to pick from a closed interval. Interval? No, let's see. Do they have it in here? We had a type. We can pick random type. Distribution. Standard distribution. Uniform open range. Oh, here we go. I like seeing examples. Uniform from some range. Okay, so can we just use that? So it's standard. We'll just say uniform. And we'll let it import it. Actually, let me qualify it, not import it. That's use. Well, I'll just use it. From converts to this type from the input type. So I want like a 0 to model types length. And use that as an index into model types. And I can't do that. Why? Cannot be indexed by uniform size. Oh, do I need to pick or something? Sample. And I have to make an RNG. Okay, well, we can get the thread RNG like they do. So, dot sample. Sample. I have to pull in a trait. I have to use random distribution. As I don't care about the name. Okay, cool. So then that model type goes into here. So now we'll get a random either grass or cobblestone if I did this right. Rand has a choose? Now you tell me. Just kidding. You told me while I was writing it. I just didn't look. I can probably let the cat out if she wants to go out, right? Actually, don't know why the cat was locked up in here with me. Okay, random cubes. There we go. So now we have a uniform distribution of grass and cobblestone. Okay. So I can choose from a slice. That would look even nicer, right? Then I probably don't need this RNG. So you're saying I can do a dot choose. Ooh, look at that. Choose one. I have to have an RNG though. Option. Why is it an option? None if the slice is empty. Well, it's not going to be empty, so unwrap that sucker. And it's going to give me a reference, so dereference. The cat is like looking for things high up to jump on, including door frames. Good luck with that, cat. Why does it say we're not using distribution anymore? Chunk. Didn't I just add that because it needed it? Oh, no, I added it that other way I was doing it, right? Doesn't need it now. Why is ran self imported? I don't know. Slice random is what we're ending up using, right? That's a trait, so I can just import it with no name. Cool. All right. Check things in because I haven't checked in anything all day. Oh, I don't need grass anymore. So you can just go away. Move to trash. Stage to delete. Okay. That didn't break anything, right? Right. Commit that. So rewrite. Oh, rewrite texture code to use Atlas. Basically. Send that out of the VM. What's needing updating? Wait, why is it highlighting a recommend Vim? How do I get rid of recommendation? No, it's not a recommendation. Something requires a reload. What is it? I don't see what requires a reload. Oh, there it is. Pylance. Okay, fine. Reload. Even though I don't use Pylance right now. It's just to get rid of that number. You know that feeling where you have that number with a circle around it and you're just like, I want to get rid of that number with that circle around it because it's in the way. It's distracting. Yeah, you hate it. You gotta get rid of that number. Usually it's a red number. It's like, oh, I can't get rid of that red number because of a bug. I don't like that I had to import all these things. And this file is getting very long. I'm kind of out of time anyway. Oh, I spent entirely too long today getting this texture atlas stuff done, right? There's kind of more of it. I really should like make a now that I know how to make macros again, shouldn't I just like fix this? Because there's way too many lines here. I should, and I will. Steal from there to make this. Okay, so here's the general template. Geometry attributes. X Y, and Z. Right, and then this whole thing is repeated. Like that. So then, what do I call this? This is really vertex geometry. So then I say vertex geometry, cube vertices, comma. And then I can just like repeat this stuff. Or I can leave my comment in there. So it's just the stuff that I care about now. Yeah. Okay, you guys were right. Macros are cool for getting rid of the repetitive stuff. I should have listened. That's the front. Of course, I just realized like I'll have to come back at this and like maybe put it back the way it was if I like expand the macro and figure it out again. If I ever when I go to add normals, if I ever do that. I need to decide what I'm going to do next after this repetitive grunt work. You know, there is repetition in this that I could put into a macro, right? I'm just doing a quad over and over again, just rotated, right? So I could like make a const function which like makes various quad rotations in 3D space. And then I'll have to repeat myself endlessly here. All right, that should not have broken anything. Ray tracing? I'm already doing ray casting. Ray tracing, though, would be completely different, right? Okay, I just remembered one thing I wanted to do was right-click to shoot a cube, right? And maybe at high velocity, we'll enable CCD. That'll be fun. Like shoot high velocity projectiles at the scene. That's one thing. So lighting. So instead of having like everything lit constantly, we could have a light source somewhere. And then we could have shadows. And like ambient occlusion and all that good stuff. Ambient occlusion is kind of hard because you have to like know where things are forming concave areas and then like adjust the lighting in the concave areas to match. It's easier if the geometry's fixed. Yeah, well, I got plenty of time to think about it because the next stream, unless I go on the weekend, the next stream's going to be Monday. Even though it's a holiday, I'll probably still stream. It means I'll probably stream longer on Monday. Unless something is going on there. One final check-in. Am I okay with the way this is set up here? I should make another macro for this. This is like for complete vertex attributes. Or I just do a zip thing, a const function to zip up the texture coordinates and use the other macro. This one up here. Cube UVs from, well, not cube UVs. I'd want to have a version of this which is just a quad. Actually, this isn't really cube UVs, is it? These are quad UVs. These are quad UVs, right? Because there are 4 of them. And there are 6 quads to form a cube. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Lunchtime, Gadam? Yeah, I'm about to end too. I need to start thinking about doing work. Considering the work, you know. Yeah, I think I'll just check this stuff in. Oh, one more run to make sure it still works. Because I changed stuff. Okay, hopefully my migraine is completely gone, I think now, and hopefully, crossing my fingers, knocking on wood, it doesn't come back. The struggle here, yeah. Is it prime time? I think it's prime time. Oh, Primogen just said he likes string formatting and Rust better. So I think he deserves a raid. Okay. We're going to pass you guys off to the Primogen. I will see you guys, if not this weekend, I'll see you guys on Monday, okay? Alrighty. Bye.